Good morning. In today's video, I'm headed down to the Snake River Canyon to hike the Dedication Point Loop Trail. According to the All Trails app, it is a 3-mile loop trail and they rate it as easy. It is a overlook for the Snake River Canyon. Like I said, you're up above the canyon and you can look down. It's in the Morley Birds of Prey National Conservation Area, and I have binoculars in the back. Might bring them with me and see if I can spot any birds of prey or other wildlife while I'm up there. To get there, I'm going to head east from my house in Nampa into Meridian, Idaho, then head south into Kuna, Idaho, and it is south of Kuna, Idaho. So from my house, I can take a lot of highway out there, so my guess is that it'll only take me about 30 minutes. The time now is real close to 8:30, so I think we'll get there by 9. And again, you're hiking on the top of a canyon, overlooking the canyon itself. I've driven by it 100 times. If you're familiar with the area, it's real close to Swan Falls, which is a dam. But I've driven by it 100 times, and I've never stopped and actually done the hike or the overlook. So we're going to do that today in today's video. So come along. To Dedication Point, and we are the only ones here today. When I've driven by this in the past on my way to the Snake River, there's been several cars in the parking lot. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and again we have it all to ourselves. Again, this is a 3-mile loop trail in the Morley Birds of Prey National Conservation Area. I've got my binoculars, and we'll see if we can see a bird. But as you can see, the trail is very well groomed, very well maintained, and we're going to hike it down and around, and over there is the Snake River Canyon, and we'll make our way over there. But yeah, we're just hitting the trail now. made it to the overlook. Here is the Snake River. Down around the bend is Swan Falls Dam. But what a beautiful view. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but littered across the bottom of the canyon here are hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of boulders. And in the past, Christina and I have come down here and just climbed them. We called it bouldering. It's not exactly bouldering, but you just come down here and climb as many boulders as you can. It's a lot of fun, and we enjoy it quite a bit. And over this way, the river bends and continues on, and over there is where Celebration Park is, Halverson Lake, Guffey Bridge, and we do a ton of adventures down there. Search our channel for those words and you'll see all sorts of videos down there, hiking around, bouldering, fishing. It's just an awesome place. I love the Morley Nelson National Birds of Prey Conservation Area. But there's people down here looking for a spot. There's people fishing the river out of a boat. There's people down here camping and fishing. But yeah, it's just a diverse place where you can do a million different things. But again, here we are on top of the canyon. I am awful at estimating heights and distances, so I have no idea how high up we are, how far down the river is, how wide the canyon is. No idea whatsoever. But man, what a spectacular view. Awesome. So we are done at the overlook. Beautiful views, just breathtaking views of the Snake River and the Snake River Canyon. Used the binoculars, saw a couple falcons. Really, really cool. Now we're just going to hike back to the car. But a couple of those signs were really interesting. First, that they being the BLM, conserved this area as a national conservation area back in 1971. I didn't know that, but pretty cool. But another sign there at the overlook was really, really interesting. It described how this canyon formed. Now, originally it was formed by a volcano out here in Kuna called Initial Point. Out in the desert east of us, it's just flat, flat, flat. But then there's one point that sticks up, and that is Initial Point. When that volcano, about 1 million years ago, exploded, the lava flow formed the canyon. However, it wasn't the way the canyon is viewed today. About 15,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age, Lake Bonneville in Utah, a natural dam exploded, and 400-foot tall wave of water came down and actually formed this canyon. Now I knew that already, that part of it, but I didn't know the lava part. Just really, really cool. If you're at all interested, do a quick Google search. But again, the Snake River Canyon was initially formed by volcanic flows, and then it was truly formed to what it is today about 15,000 years ago, when Lake Bonneville came flooding out through this area with a 400-foot tall wall of water and carved out the canyon. And that's why all these boulders are down there. It's literally a prehistoric riverbed. Just really, really cool history. Science is real. But really cool. I'm glad I came. And while I was busy telling all you that, I missed a Y in the trail. And that would have only been like a half-mile loop trail. We're going to continue this way and continue on the trail and complete the 3-mile loop. So, it's kind of hard to see, but the trail goes that way, and the trail goes that way. This is a fork in the trail. We're going to continue on this way, and it loops back around, and we'll meet up right back here at this spot. So you can go either way, left, or continue on straight. I don't have any directions for this myself. I'm just going to do what I think is best, and I think we're just going to continue on this way again, and it'll loop around and we'll end up right back here. So just wanted to point out that fork to you and tell you which way I took. And as for some advice, when you're out here hiking in the desert like this, always, always, always be cautious of anything that might cause you harm. Snakes, ticks, red ants. Just always, always be cautious. Watch the ground, watch your feet. Make sure that you're not going to cause yourself any harm, because nobody else is out here, and I'm miles and miles away from the nearest medical facility. So again, always watch your feet for snakes. Make sure and take stops to check your legs for ticks. And when you stop, don't stop for too long, or else you'll get red ants crawling on you. So again, just some advice for hiking out here in the desert. been hiking down this old dirt road for a little bit, and it loops back around to that point that I pointed out to you. However, my GPS using the All Trails app says that we need to head this way right now, but there is no trail to speak of. So what I've learned in the past is just follow the GPS. I can't see a trail right now, but I'm sure it'll take me on one. So I'm just going to venture out here into the sagebrush. Again, watch your feet for snakes, ticks, anything that can cause you harm, and I'm sure that we will find a trail. However, it comes in there, loops back around over by the ridge of the canyon. So we're going to step over here and hope that we find a trail. So we finally found some semblance of a trail, and we're going to follow it. To me, it looks like at some point this was also an old dirt road. It looks to me like there was a fire that came through here, and this road has not been used since that fire at least. So I can kind of see where these tires go, or went, and follow it, and hopefully we get onto a real trail here soon. Sorry for the wind. This whole time it wasn't windy, but the wind's picked up now that we're heading back this way. I will quickly say, however, it looks like I'm the first person to do this in a long time. I saw some dog prints earlier, but I haven't seen a sign of anybody else hiking this trail for a good long time. So here is more of a trail right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I don't have the best camera. But yeah, we're going to be hiking along this trail now. Look at this. How cool is this? I have no idea how this got here, how long ago, why, who, but how cool. It took me a minute to figure out what it was, but it is a compass that points north. Here is the N for north, and here we are looking at it. That's south. The rocks here, east, west. How bizarre, how cool is that? I can't quite figure out what this is. If you can see it, let me know in the comments below, but it kind of just looks like some sort of spiral to me, every which way I've looked at it. Yeah, I don't know what that is yet. If I figure it out, I'll leave it right here. If nothing popped up, then I never figured it out. Yeah, I don't know what that is. However, here's another one. I love Mom. Somebody wanted you to know that they loved their mother. But to me, this one is the coolest. Just how cool. And I don't know if somebody did it for fun or if this is for little local pilots and small planes, whether it's crop dusters or hobbyists. I don't know why this is out here. If you have an idea, leave it in the comments. But how cool is that? Just wandering out here in the desert, and the trail stumbles you upon this. I can't say how cool this was to just come across after a sea of sagebrush. So, very, very cool. Very cool. Now we are headed back on the trail, and I know that this is the one that meets up with the other trail because the ridge is right there. So we're getting real close to the ridge, and this trail is going to sync us up with that original trail we were on, and we'll follow it back to the overlook and then back to the car. And here we are, back to the fork in the trail. we went that way. Coming from that way, we finished the loop all the way around, saw that super cool rock art, and now we're back to the Y, heading back the way we came. Just made it back to the car. It is exactly 11 o'clock, so that took us about 2 hours, which is double what it should have taken us. However, I spent a good long time at the Overlook checking it out, checking out those spectacular views, and then that loop trail was a little bit more wild than I was anticipating. We had to do a little bit more bushwhacking than I thought. But just to recap, it's a nice well-groomed trail to the Overlook and back. However, to complete the 3-mile loop trail on the All Trails app, you follow this little trail for a good long time. I didn't have my tracking on to tell you just how far of a hike that was till we got to that dirt road. Then we followed that dirt road for a little bit, and then that's where it got super wild, super tough, super slow. Was we had to blaze our own path till we found that old overgrown dirt road, and we followed it, and again we had to bushwhack. My socks are just covered in weeds that have stabbed me to death, and I've actually taken my socks and shoes off. From there, following that trail, we came across that cool rock art with that compass and the "I love you, Mom." All done up in rocks. Really, really cool. Just to stumble across that in the desert was quite unique. Just how bizarre, but how incredible at the same time. And then from that spot, we met up with the first trail we were on, hiked it back to the Overlook Trail, and then took that back to the car. And here we are now. So that was Dedication Point Loop Trail. Dedication Point itself is really, really cool. If you come out just to look at that, the paths are well groomed, amazing views. But if you want to complete the 3-mile loop trail, be prepared to do some serious bushwhacking. I would actually consider that an out and back trail where you can follow the trail to that dirt road, follow the dirt road back to the pavement, and then just take the same path back. The loop trail portion of it is way overgrown, weeds like crazy, really no trail to follow. I had my GPS tracking on for the All Trails app and was able just to follow where it said to go. Stumbled across that cool rock formation, and that's absolutely worth it. But yeah, I wouldn't call that a loop trail anymore. All Trails also rated that as easy. I would not rate it as easy. I would rate it as moderate to hard with that section without a trail, basically. But all in all, really happy I did it. Saw some cool stuff that I'd never seen before. Stumbled across some things that were just bizarre. But really, really happy with it. So again, that was Dedication Point Loop Trail near the Snake River Canyon, near Kuna, Idaho, near Swan Falls Dam. If you're ever in the area, check it out. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you're the best. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below, and we'll catch you on the next video.